The main thing that people are kicking off with about the ULEZ is the fact that they've been living in parts of London for years that are going to get swallowed up by the zone when it expands, or they can't afford to replace their vehicle with one that's ULEZ compliant, or they're going to have to pass the rising cost on to their customers and they're worried whether they're going to pay it. The list is endless, of course. Well, we're making an assumption that our cars may or may not be ULEZ compliant based on what we're reading on the TfL website. But if you do your homework, things might not be what you expect them to be. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing alright. I'm not too bad. Let me know how you're doing in the comments. That you're going to have a good weekend. Now this is the last one of the day and quite an interesting one actually to do with ULEZ. And are you actually exempt even though you think you may not be? Now if you go onto the TfL website and specifically look at ULEZ, it will give you all the mouthwash on there about what they expect with regard to Euro 5, Euro 6, Euro 4, and it will give you age ranges, and it will say anything before a certain year you're not exempt, anything after a certain year you are exempt, and they're basing that on the Euro classification of the engine in your vehicle. Well, that in itself is very misleading, because they base the Euro classification on the amount of, well, crap for want of a better word, your car fires out the back of the exhaust. And then they go on that basis whether you're exempt or not. Well, you could have a vehicle that falls outside of the age range that might not be classified as Euro 4, Euro 5, Euro 6 or whatever it happens to be, yet the amount that it's pushing out of the exhaust falls within the acceptable limits. Now you have to dig down into the TfL website and they will actually tell you what these acceptable limits are, and then what you can do is go off to the vehicle manufacturer and find out at the time of manufacture what the actual emission levels were, and then if they're below what TfL say they should be, you can apply to them for an exemption, even though the website tells you they're not exempt. See, it's worth digging into a little bit more. Now I want to give a shout out to a YouTuber called AJVW. Only got about 9,000 subscribers, and they do a wonderful video on this entitled London ULEZ Exemption Info TfL Doesn't Want You to Know About. Absolutely they don't want you to know about, because it could cost them £12.50 a day times however many. Go and have a look at the video, tell him that I sent you over, and have a look at the stuff. It's such an eye-opener, and there are other things on there as well that may help you out too. Anyway, leave a comment. Have a good weekend everybody. Hopefully I'll be able to do something for you on Sunday. I mentioned in an earlier one I'm off to Bristol, so we'll see how that goes. All else fails, I'll be back on Monday with more stuff. Until then, toodaloo.